Love your body. Take control of your time. Steward your finances. Tune into your intuition. Balance your mind and calm your emotions. Teaching Ithaca Wellness.
Hello and welcome to Guided Meditation Sessions with Alison Rawlins. I'm going to begin this program by introducing you to a meditation philosophy or technique, and then I'll introduce the weekly theme in a bit. The philosophy that I'm about to introduce is transcendental meditation, and I'll read a bit of information from the website www.tm.org. Comparing meditation techniques, meditation techniques are available today. What is TM specifically? It is a simple, natural, effortless technique practiced 20 minutes twice a day while sitting comfortably with eyes closed. The TM techniques allows your active mind to easily settle inward through quieter levels of thought until you experience the most silent and peaceful level of your own awareness, pure consciousness. Contrary to common belief, there are distinct differences between techniques, such as the effort involved, their impact on the brain, and whether or not they result in verifiable benefits. A study published in the Journal of Consciousness and Cognition identified the following 3 meditation categories based on measured brainwave differences. Concentration or focus meditation such as Zen or Vipassana, open monitoring such as mindfulness, Kriya Yoga, etc., self-transcending, transcendental meditation. Meditation techniques and their impact on the brain are described on the website www.tm.org in a matrix, and I'll briefly describe that now. The form of meditation, the brainwave activity, the brainwave description, the EEG image, and the mental effort involved. First described is transcendental meditation, which is described with an alpha wave activity in the brain. This brainwave activity is described by the Mayo Clinic as relaxed, happy, and focused brainwaves. The EEG image is gentle, sine-like wave, and the mental effort involved to reach this style of meditation is effortless. Mindfulness or monitoring of thoughts. Now, when I practice mindfulness, I think of it a little bit different than perhaps their definition. As you may know, a scientific study requires very specific definition to be created for the study, so it needs to be very clearly delineated. And in this study, mindfulness meditation is described as a monitoring of the thoughts. Therefore, the brain wave that they found as a result of this narrow definition of mindfulness is a theta wave that induces a dreamlike state as described by the Mayo Clinic. This wave appears on the EEG image similarly to the alpha wave, although the amplitude of the wave is perhaps a bit lower. And it is described as a moderate mental effort. The third form of meditation that is described in the matrix that's showing the summary of this article that again was put together by the Journal of Consciousness and Cognition is the concentration or focus meditation. Concentration meditation such as vipassana, the mind is constantly concentrating on keeping the body perfectly still, refraining from any kind of movement or from reacting to irritations, limbs falling asleep. And there is a continuous, constant body scanning activity going on with that style of meditation. The brainwave activity that is monitored by the study shows a beta waveform, and this is described as logical thinking and problem solving by the Mayo Clinic. And the waveform appears on the EEG similar to a sound waveform you might see in any kind of sound editing software, or very erratic, very close together wave that you can see is quite complex. It's not simple, it's not easy, it's not rolling, it's just an erratic waveform. And the mental effort described for that style of meditation practice is a strong effort. So why do people who have tried other techniques find the TM to be completely different? Well, it's absolutely effortless. The TM technique is so easy and enjoyable that anyone can do it, even children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. No concentrating, no control of the mind, no monitoring of thoughts, no trying to empty the mind, and it is proven effective by hundreds of published research studies on the technique of transcendental meditation, have documented its effectiveness on stress and anxiety, brain function, cardiovascular health, and more. According to the Huffington Post, research on meditation has also shown a wide range of psychological benefits. For example, a 2012 review of 163 studies that was published by the American Psychological Association concluded that transcendental meditation had relatively strong effects in reducing anxiety, negative emotions, trait anxiety, and neuroticism, while aiding learning, memory, and self-realization. Now I'll begin the introduction for your program week number 2. The theme for our second week of meditation sessions is time. What is your relationship to time? Do you watch the clock tick slower and slower to mark out the end of your workday? Or is the inexorable march of time the bane of your existence, never giving you enough time to complete all of the items on your to-do list? Do you spend your days reminiscing about days gone by, or fantasizing about those yet to come? How often are you present in the present moment? How often do you accept the gift of giving yourself your full attention to the moment that we are in right now? If you are tuning in through YouTube, I encourage you to play each meditation for the day, either first thing in the morning just after you've awoken, or about half an hour before bed for the next 5 days. If you are tuning in on Ithaca's cable channel 13, these meditations will play at 6:30 a.m. and 12 a.m. on this very channel. You should set aside a place for your daily meditation practice. It doesn't need to be fancy. You don't need a shrine or anything too complicated or esoteric to be prepared for meditation. Just a chair or a place to lay down in a way that you will be comfortable but not too likely to fall asleep. You can always just sit or lay down on the floor of your living room in front of the television. As in the article that I just read, it's absolutely effortless to transcend yourself, to transcend time. But what is it about time that captivates the human mind? Some people say that we've only been slaves to time since the Industrial Revolution, but I disagree. Human cultures have been tracking time by the movement of the heavens for thousands of years. We created complex calendar systems to tend to agriculture, and even before that, there is evidence that nomadic tribes tracked time precisely, even on meandering migrations across the vast unknown. In fact, it seems that archaeologists are discovering new and surprisingly intricate time tracking methods of ancient cultures all the time. What is it about our fascination with the future, our obsessions with the predictions of science fiction, utopian or dystopic? We all want to know what lays ahead in our future. What will befall our families, our communities, and the world around us in the future seems so important to know before we make the slightest choice in our current day-to-day lives. We've looked to oracles, mystics, and seers for advice and reassurance and warnings for thousands of generations too. Certainly we want to be prepared for what we might encounter on our journey, but can anyone, any card or rune or astrological chart know what is yet to come? More than that, why does it matter? If you knew the exact outcome of every choice, would you do anything different? If you could know without a shadow of a doubt that some mundane decision you make today would change the world, would you still do it? Would you knowingly throw a peanut shell out of your window, thoughtlessly tossed out of your car while commuting to work, if you knew that peanut shell would end up compromising the structural integrity of the concrete used to build a bridge or an overpass, and that would cause a fatal accident some 20 years down the road? Would you still toss the peanut shell where the wind would take it? 20 years in the future, could you know that accident was your fault? And what use is all that looking back with shame, guilt, and regret doing for us now? If your careless act yesterday did cause some harm today, is there anything you can now do to change it? The truth is that there is only one moment worth paying any attention to. Only one moment in which the choices are made and change can ever happen. That most important, vital, and magic moment is now. This week, Time Lords, we are going to travel through time in the TARDIS of our own imaginations. On Monday, we'll experience a Dickensian Christmas carol as we travel through the past karma that is sticking to our soul with the ghost of lifetimes past. On Tuesday, we'll explore your repressed memories and the roots of your deepest subconscious beliefs with your inner child. Wednesday, we're going to practice being here now. Thursday, we will visit another fairy tale with the ghost of what is yet to come. And when we conclude the week on Friday, we'll take a glimpse of the beyond when you're 64. Email uncannytimealley@gmail.com if you have any questions. Goodbye.